Hello, awesome AYCCG students. This is Miss Daniel. I was just wanting to show you how to get to the 5.01 assignment. That is going to be our first assignment for Instructional Cycle 5. It's the Applying to College Part 1 assignment, 5.01. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to Instructional Cycle 5 and Content. You can also do that by going to Content and finding Instructional Cycle 5. And then you're going to want to go down here to Getting into College. This is the actual readings and things like that, the assignments for the instructional cycle. You're going to want to go to 5.01, Applying to College Part 1. Here you have a graded assignment. So this right here means it's a Dropbox assignment. If you click on that graded assignment, you will get a Word document. If you click here, a Word document will open. And once it does open, you're going to want to make sure, I've opened this already so it doesn't show it, but you're going to click Enable Editing, and you will have the assignment. Now, for this assignment, this is one of those where you're going to save the template as it is, the assignment as it is on your computer, and you're going to type your responses in the actual template. You're not going to you're not going to write an essay, you're not going to do anything like that. You're going to just answer the questions as they are. So you're going to research a college. If, again, some of us are not planning on going to college, and that is okay, that is more than okay. If you're in this class, it does not mean you're having to go to college. But since we have some of you who aren't, I want you guys to pretend that you're planning on going to college for the sake of this unit. And for the, it's also a good idea to plan ahead and think maybe, well, what if what I thought I was going to do isn't really what I want to do, and I maybe need to go to college for what I want to do. You never know what life has in store for you. If you had told me upon graduating high school that I would end up teaching, I would have told you were, not high school, but college. College, if you told me when I graduated from college that I would end up teaching, I would have looked at you and said, you're crazy, I'm never doing that. So you never know what life has in store for you. Now, I'm a teacher and I love it. I always have to explain that too, that I'm a teacher and I love it. And if you look, each part of this assignment is worth a certain number of points. This college research portion is worth 3 points. The entire assignment, there's 3 points, 4 points, that's 7 points, plus 10 points, that's 17, plus the last part's another 3. So the whole assignment is worth 20 points. And this is it's not a hard assignment, but it's kind of, it's kind of involved. It requires you to do some research. The first thing you're going to do is put the name of your college. So you would write maybe University of, I just spelled university wrong, Georgia. And then you're going to give the this website address, the website URL. So give me the main page for the University of Georgia. What is their website? It says the admissions office address. You could also have the maybe email address you need to email someone at the admissions office, or the hard physical address for the admissions office. Now, a lot of students don't know this, so I wanted to go ahead and tell you. When you're looking at a college website and you're looking at, what it takes to get into the school, that kind of thing, you want to go to the admissions tab. The admissions department is who decides, is where you send not only your applications and all of your materials, but it's also the people who decide whether or not you're going to go to that college. So you want to have either that physical address or the email address for the admissions office. Phone number probably for the admissions office, and email address probably someone you're going to email in the admissions office. For this part right here, the grade point average, the SAT, ACT, that kind of thing, you might have to go to this lovely little website that I found a while back. It's called collegesimply.com, collegesimply.com. And you can, I find the easiest way to do this is to go to college, I'm going to say by state, and then directory of college by state. I'm going to make things easy, just put Georgia. Oh, man, really? Okay, I thought I was going to make things easy by putting Georgia. Just past it. There it is. So I'm going to go to Georgia. And it gives me a list of all of the colleges in Georgia. I'm going to click on a college. Actually, I'm going to go down to the University of Georgia just because it's probably the easiest. You're going to click on the University of Georgia. University of Georgia gives you the type of school it is, what the online address. You can go straight there. It's a nonprofit school. We talked about that last semester. You can get your undergrad or graduate PhD at that college. So, but if you go to this tab right here that says admissions, it will give you the acceptance rate of the college. You can kind of calculate what your, I'm sorry, I was just looking. You can kind of look at maybe, what your chances of getting accepted are. And if you come down here, it gives you the SAT range. So, so this is what I want you guys to do. It asks what your SAT score needs to be. I always suggest go to the kind of the very bottom of the average. So you say something you would say you need your SAT score would maybe need to be 1230, because this is the average rating. It's 1230 to 1400. You could put that for the SAT scores. And if you look, it says SAT, or the ACT scores, ACT requirements. And then if you get a 25 to a 30, you've got a pretty average chance of getting into the college. So, because on a lot of school websites in their admissions page, they won't tell you what the average SAT, ACT score is. So you're going to need to go there. AP, you might not have anything after grade point average, SAT and ACT, and that's okay if not. If there are any special admissions policies, you'll see that on the school's admissions page. So you want to make sure you go to that school's admission page also. Trying to make sure I say it right. My mom's a hospice nurse, and she says omissions when she means admission. So I've heard her say that so many times. All right, so the same thing with GPA. They want you to have a high GPA. Average GPA, so you want to maybe put GPA 3.50 right here. You want at least that on your GPA. UGA has some pretty high standards. I know a lot of people go to like state schools and then they transfer because it's a little bit easier to get in if you do that. Just because they won't consider your SAT scores, they'll just consider your grades for the first 2 years. We're going to talk about this in class. Is where to go to find your GPA, your school's GPA information. You're going to go to our counseling website. There is something on that website. I'm not going to give it to you right now since I'm going to give it to you in class, but there is a tab on that website where it gives you the process for getting your transcripts to send to colleges. That is what I want you guys to see when you're filling out this information. Yes, there are fees, and there are deadlines. So I want you to look at that. I have a lot of students who will say no, and I'm like, you didn't look at the right place. Or they'll say something very strange. Everybody should pretty much have the same answers here because we're all looking at the same website, which, once again, I will share with you in class. All right, and then the college admissions page will a lot of times have, like if you go to the college's website and you look at the admissions page, they'll give you deadlines for turning in SAT, ACT scores if they need those. It gives you the website to go to look for the code for the SAT and ACT. So that information is right here. You can see that by going there. All right. And this part right here is the part that I always really need to explain. This class, when it was set up through K-12, is designed specifically for juniors and seniors. If you are not a junior and senior and you're in this class, which is a lot of my class, there are a few things you have a few options. If you are a sophomore or a freshman, you can either, actually, this is what I suggest you do. I suggest you think about your junior and your senior year and the things you might need to do in order to get prepared to apply to college. You're going to have, if you're a junior, tell me what task you need to do. So, register to take the SAT. When do you need to do that by? And any notes you might have about that. And in your senior year, what tasks do you need to complete? And what is your deadline? If you are a senior and you've done a lot of these things already, that's okay. Complete things that you would only complete the senior year part of this. I say you need 4 to 6 items. It used to be a lot more on this part, but again, I kind of felt 4 to 6 items might be best. So that means you can have 2 tasks here and 2 deadlines, 2 to 3 tasks here and 2 deadlines, or you can have 3 here and 1 here, but you probably won't. You'll probably most likely have 1 here and 3 here at the very least. But you need to have 4 to 6 items total for your junior and your senior year. So there's that. All right, and then you have your college application tracker. This is the information. You can get all of this information from your college's website. The name of the college. We've already done this, so you can do this. Name of the contact person in the admissions office, the phone number, the email address, and the website. All right, so they probably have the application form and your fee. When does that need to be done? Write the deadline here. If there are supplements to your application, like if you are wanting to go to a performing arts school and you need to submit a portfolio or a recording of your performance or anything like that, write the deadline here. If you don't have any of that you need, you can write an A here. Mid-year high school report. Some colleges need that. SAT scores. When do they want those? Or your ACT scores. When do they want those? Any other scores they might need. They're going to be looking for letters of recommendation. A lot of times they want that with the application. So if you can't find when letters of recommendation are due, then just, kind of put the same date as the application. Some colleges do a college interview. I did not have one before I went to college, so I'm not really sure how many colleges actually do that. I went to 2 different colleges, and neither one did that. We're going to talk about your financial aid application later, but everyone has to turn in a FAFSA. So when is the FAFSA due? The FAFSA. When is that due? And then, this might not apply to all of you. What's the date you normally hear about acceptance? And if there's a commitment date, if you have to let them know by a certain date, and it says that, it might not say that. It might not tell you on that website, but if there is, put that there too. So the biggest part of this assignment comes from this right here, this junior and senior year business. So you want to make sure you definitely do that, or you've already lost half of the points if you don't do that part. You've already made a 50. But the rest of this is also very important as well. And I pretty much think you want to look at the rubric. Pretty much you did it or you didn't. You did it or you didn't. Actually, I need to change this rubric. I did not even realize this. You want 4 to 6 items to get 10 points. And then the college application tracker, you either did it or you didn't do it. So that is all there is. So you're going to save this and you're going to turn it into the Dropbox for the 5.01 Part 1 assignment. And that is all you need to know. And if you have any questions, just send me an email and we can talk about it, or come to a Raise Your Grade session or something like that. All right, thanks everybody.